Little Big Planet obviously gave us a lot of rope because that was, that was incredibly successful, especially for such a small team that we were at the time. And, that gave Sony the confidence to give us a lot of rope and just go off and do our own thing, really, which is exactly what we did. But, it came to a point, I guess, where it's like, okay, well, that was fun, kind of, and it's cool. It's touched a lot of people, but it wasn't really. There was a lot of mistakes that we made, I would say, with it, especially it being a console game. So I think now the pressure was on to do something that people can have a bit more faith in on a console, I suppose.
In a time traveling perfect world, would you go back and focus on PC development for Dreams, make that the primary platform?
It was definitely more suited to PC, actually. It's a real shame that we never got to go follow through with the PC version, because that's obviously more suited to it, I think. I suppose the thing that I probably regret most about it was not integrating multiplayer online from the start. I think that would have made a big difference. And it was always intended that we would add that, and in fact we were in the process of doing that, but it just wasn't to be, unfortunately. But if you look at things like Roblox, obviously, or Fortnite even, I don't think they'd really work without their online element, and that's what Dreams was really missing, in my opinion. So I think that's the biggest regret. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And so you were working towards it, but just not enough of a runway in front of you to make it happen.
Yeah, those things happened. Things happened basically, and sadly, it didn't get to see the light of day. We had it working. We had the sort of basics of it actually working and stuff, but with most game development, you can sort of make what feels like a lot of progress very quickly, but then tying up all the loose ends and actually making it into something that's releasable takes a shocking amount of time, unfortunately. So, and we just didn't have that rope anymore, is my perception of it. Someone else might tell a different story, but that's that was what it felt like to me. At one point I was actually pushing for Dreams to kind of be a continuation of the Little Big Planet franchise, really, as in, I would like to have called it Little Big Planet 3, really, or 4 or something, and had Sackboy as a central character in it, because, I was certainly aware of how important Sackboy and the game that we put in there in Little Big Planet was a big part of its success. Not obviously the creators were the thing that gave it its long life, but without Sackboy, I don't think it would have happened. So I was quite aware that it was important to have something like that, really, but I wasn't that pushy about it, and it kind of got talked down by various people for whatever reason. So
it seems bizarre. You're supposed to be the artist on the team that's saying, let's create something new. We don't need some mascot to sell this thing, but suddenly you're the corporate man. Like, well, you got to slap Sackboy on this thing.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know. I was just aware that that Sackboy had touched a lot of people for whatever reasons. Like even my mum adored Sackboy, and she knows nothing about computer games or anything. And I was just aware that was actually a big part of Little Big Planet's success, not all of the stuff that it sort of gave it its long tail and all that kind of stuff. And I just felt like, why would we not do that kind of thing? So, but I wasn't that passionate about it. It wasn't a big idea that I pushed and got knocked down. It was more like I mentioned it a few times. Don't you think we should do this? And people are like, no, we want it to have its own identity, this new thing. So,
it's Sony people or Media Molecule people?
No, that was more internal, within Media Molecule, really. But because although I had the title of creative director at the time, it was actually quite a flat structure, really.
Sure.
There was not. I was definitely never one to sort of pull rank or anything like that. I was just felt like I was working with people. It wasn't that I had a team of people working for me or anything like that. So yeah, I wasn't trying not to be too pushy with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I visited Media Molecule in 2018 for the Game Informer cover story trip on Dreams there. And I remember it was like you guys were so excited. Naturally, the project was nearing the finish line, and it was the whole idea in that phase of like, I think we can have like a Dreams section on the PlayStation Store where people can create their own stuff and then sell their own stuff, and then we could get a cut of that, and then that'd be the golden ticket for us forever. How close was that to seeing the light of day?
I don't think it ever came close, really. I mean, that was certainly something that myself and Kareem were really into.
Yeah.
And in fact, we used to refer to it as the golden ticket, as in, we loved the idea that the best creations in Dreams, if you like, could be plucked out and actually, sold on the PSN store as standalone games, essentially. Right. And certainly the tech for Dreams was built to be able to do that. But for whatever reasons, it wasn't a goer. Which I felt was a shame, really, because there were some things in Dreams that appeared that I felt like did deserve to exist in their own right outside of that kind of ecosystem. And
it's just the legal framework kind of bogged it down.
Yeah, I mean, we had so many discussions and meetings about how to monetize and get some sort of we used to record them kickbacks, if you like, but a way for creators to make money from their creations and in similar ways that Roblox do and all this kind of stuff. But there's so many legal hurdles and stuff that would just make you want to shoot yourself in 3 seconds, really. It's because I think there was some weird legal thing, because we're like, why can't we just do what Roblox do, for example?
Right.
And we're like, well, we can't, because something to do with Roblox being an American company and they can do what they're doing, but elsewhere in the world that's illegal, or I don't know. I'm talking beyond my knowledge now, but there was lots of weird things that just Sony couldn't do for some legal reasons, was my understanding of it.
I mean, obviously, I don't know the first thing about any of this stuff, but it just seems like if you've invested so many years of development into Dreams, you're looking at the success of Roblox. Obviously, now maybe it'd be a different story, but I don't know. This is 2016, 2015. I don't know when these discussions are really at their peak. Like, you think Sony would just move heaven and earth for, like, if we could have a slice of that Roblox pie? Clearly, this is where the future is going. It's amazing that they weren't willing to invest to make that part happen.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, they did support us for a long time.
Oh yeah,
with Dreams.
Yeah. It's wild, yeah.
And I think there probably was there must have been a desire to do that somehow. And there was certainly a lot of exploration and efforts put into that kind of stuff. But for whatever reasons, certain things hit dead ends and stuff that I couldn't even begin to understand, But
right.
But yeah, I mean, it's a shame that didn't really sort of happen, I suppose, because I think it could have been a very different story with Dreams, actually. But it is what it is.
Yeah. I remember you guys were also saying, like, oh, there's actually another external studio that's developing a VR game in Dreams right now that'll be released on the store. And whatever happened with that?
Oh, yeah, I can't remember, actually. I've got vague memories of the actual game. It was a team in Brighton. I forget their name now. But yeah, that just kind of fizzled out for whatever reason.
Oh, that's so frustrating. How bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what actually happened there.
Yeah.
Again, I wasn't that involved with that, really. I just remember seeing a little bit of some of the early demos. But
sure.
Yeah.
Looking back on Dreams, such an incredible project. Is it warm feelings? Is it frustration? What's the overall sensation for you looking back on that thing?
No, it's we were so lucky to allow it to be indulged in such a crazy project, really. So I'm incredibly grateful, really, to all the people that allowed that to happen. I loved, at the time, it was Michael Denny was our main contact at Sony in terms of sort of supporting us, and Shuei was a big part of all of that as well. So there was a lot of mutual respect there. I've got lots of fond memories of all of that, and had some good times. It's amazing that we made it happen at all, really. I think for that thing to exist on a console is, so I'm just I can't have any frustration or bitterness about it, if I'm honest. I'm glad that it happened, really. And although it didn't go on to be the Roblox killer or the Fortnite metaverse thing that they seem to be doing very well at, it has, I think a lot of people have gone on, a lot of people that use Dreams and even LittleBigPlanet have gone on to do various cool careers because of it. And a a lot of people always get in touch with me how inspiring it was for what they're doing now in their particular field of stuff. So no, it was good. I think it was a force for good.
If you thought, hey, this video wasn't bad, well, there's a whole lot more like it on MinnMax's YouTube channel. Please help us out by subscribing to our channel and checking out the MinnMax Show podcast, also available on your favorite podcast app, the best, most thorough discussion about games on the internet with the deepest dive, our monthly community trivia show with prizes called Trivia Tower, and a whole lot more. Thanks so much for your support, everybody. All you gotta do is click that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it.